channel. As you can probably tell by the title, this video is going to be 5 reasons why you are not losing weight. So that's probably what the title says, and that's what I mean, but I also mean why you may not think you're losing weight or why it may not be showing up on the scale. So in your head, you are not losing weight. You know what I mean? Also, I just want to put as a little disclaimer that everybody is, different, as we all should know, but I know some people still get upset, and I don't know, they just get angry if not everything you say applies to them. I'm not saying that this is accurate for everybody. These are things that have been accurate for myself in the past, for friends, for my husband, a lot of people that I know, but not accurate for everybody. There are obviously a million reasons why you may not be losing weight or it may not be showing up. These are just 5 that I think are interesting and that either not a lot of people know or stay aware of. So the first one is that maybe you are. I know, sounds weird, right? But it's not. So it's really quite possible and likely that you are actually losing weight. And obviously I'm talking about somebody who is actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. So you are eating healthfully, you're not overeating, you're eating mindfully and or just kind of keeping track of what you're eating. And I don't mean you have to track calories, just kind of, you eat something and you're just keeping track in your head that you did eat something, and what that was. Maybe you're exercising a couple times a week or whatever it is, but you're doing all the things that are the right things if you're trying to lose weight, and you are not seeing results on the scale where you want them to. It is super annoyingly common for days, sometimes even weeks, that happen to me go by where the scale's not budging, or it's not budging like you think that it should. It's either staying exactly the same or it's like 0.2 pounds and you're just frustrated and you're upset. And then 2 weeks later, it's like all of a sudden you dropped like 5.5 pounds. You didn't really drop 5.5 pounds in 1 week. I'm sure everybody knows that. There are probably some people who don't. I didn't, when I first started trying to lose weight, like years ago, when I started to become aware of, all this weight stuff, but so it would just be super frustrating, and it's frustrating even though I'm aware of it, and I'll still complain to my friends and be like, the scale, didn't budge, or maybe it even says I gained 0.5 pound on this day, and I just get really frustrated. And because sometimes you just need someone on the outside to remind you, like, hey, that's super common, you'll probably be fine, if not this week, next week, or the following week. And that has always been the case for me personally if I am doing what I think are the right things to be doing to lose weight. And there are just many factors that can go into that. Your body sometimes just needs to catch up, and it sucks, but sometimes it's just how it is. Really try to find other ways to gauge your weight loss that are going to kind of fulfill that need of feeling good and excited and like you're accomplishing things. Whether it's, just checking how your pants are feeling. My pants started to feel loose before the scale, really started showing anything up. It could be your rings. I mentioned in my last video how I lost 20 pounds and my rings are a lot looser than they were. And that's really exciting. It sucks because I'm gonna have to resize them, but it's exciting because it's a way I can see progress even if the scale's not showing me. If you've been working out, your energy levels may be higher, your workouts may be getting easier, and maybe you've gotten to that point at the gym or whatever workout you're doing where now you're like, sorry guys, I need to amp it up. This workout has gotten a little bit too easy. Let me push myself a little harder. That is also super rewarding because, if you didn't lose pounds, this whatever workout it was has gotten easier for you. You have to make it harder, probably build some muscle. There are a lot of other ways to gauge weight loss and fitness, obviously. Just keep those in mind in those times when the scale is not budging. The second reason you are not losing weight is you are not keeping track of what you're eating. And I mentioned this in the first one, and you don't have to count every single calorie. So I don't mean calorie counting just because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm using my Fitness Pal. That's super helpful for me, but it's also kind of, you know, it has its pros and cons. Um, it's not something I recognize that you'll do forever, that I will do forever, and I'm still working on trying to figure out how to come off of MyFitnessPal and still be okay. So if you can, just come up with other ways of tracking. You can just keep a notebook, keep it in your purse or wherever you can get a little mini notebook and keep it in your pocket if you're a guy. One of those like 99-cent little ones. And you can just, you know, I don't know, you're out at work and you stop at Panera and you get a bowl of soup, whatever it is, and you just jot it down. Panera broccoli cheddar soup. It doesn't always have to be the calories. Sometimes it's just being able to go home at the end of the day or before you go to sleep and just flip through and be like, oh, I had all these things. And maybe you go, oh man, I totally forgot I had that donut at 11:45 from the break room. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not going to remember every little thing I've eaten if I don't write it down or make a conscious effort to be like, you're eating a donut. Make sure you remember that you ate this donut. I'm just not going to remember. And then if in a week, if I have not been kind of being conscious and keeping track of what I've been eating, I don't lose or I gain a little bit, I'm not going to be able to look back and see where the mistakes might have been. So I just think that it's helpful to track in some way. It doesn't have to be calories. The third reason you're not losing weight is maybe you're not getting enough protein. Protein is huge with weight loss. I, made this mistake early on where not like on purpose. I wasn't purposely staying away from protein. It was just something that I realized I wasn't going to. I wasn't going towards. I wasn't naturally selecting, like protein snacks. Protein, there's a lot of things that protein can do. Obviously, if you're working out and everything, it helps with muscle, feeds the muscles, but it also helps with your metabolism. It helps with fighting cravings. If you eat a higher protein breakfast, at least for myself and a lot of people that I know, you're going to be far less likely to kind of be tempted by other things throughout the day, and you'll eat less, even if it's just a little bit less at every meal for the rest of that day than you would have if you didn't have a higher protein breakfast. So if you had, I don't know, what's an example of a non-high protein breakfast, guys? If you had, we'll say pumpkin bread, and that's just coming to me because I just made a healthier version of pumpkin bread. So let's just say you had a slice of pumpkin bread for breakfast. Even if you made it healthier by using egg whites and applesauce instead of oil and whole eggs, it's not high protein breakfast, and it might be yummy and it might be filling. If it's a thicker slice, whatever it is, you might be full for that time, but then in a couple hours, maybe even less, maybe an hour, 30 minutes, you're gonna be either hungry or your mind will wander a lot easier and you will give in to temptation a lot easier than you would have if you had scrambled eggs or even like whole grain toast with some almond butter, peanut butter, nut butter, whatever you want, some Greek yogurt and granola and some fruit. Those are all better choices for someone who is trying to lose weight. Hope that makes sense. And the fourth thing is you are binge eating, even on healthy food, folks. So again, a mistake I made early on. Just because something's healthy doesn't mean you can eat as much of it as you want. And sometimes you don't always realize you're doing it. If you're somebody who's already I don't even know what word I'm looking for, but if you're someone who had issues with binge eating to begin with, just on regular food and junk food and everything, it kind of makes sense that this would end up happening with healthier food, and you're not really going to recognize it because you are eating healthy foods. So, it could be pure almond butter where it's literally just like almonds and salt, or nuts in general. It could be Greek yogurt, like whole grain granola, like whatever you would think is a healthier food. And we all have different ideas and thoughts about what healthy food is. So whatever your healthy food is, if you take that food and then you constantly eat as much of it as you want, you're gonna gain weight. Healthy food still has calories. The only time I don't really apply this thought is with fruits and vegetables. Like vegetables like spinach, arugula, kale, green beans, things like that. I am a little bit more careful with like corn and potatoes and sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are really good for you, but if you eat 5 of them and you do it all the time, not so much, and the scale's probably not gonna budge. So just kind of be aware of that too. Healthier foods are healthier for you, but they are not 0 calorie. The 5th reason you're not losing weight is maybe you're just not getting enough water. So again, you may very well be losing pounds, like you may be losing fat, but if it's not showing up on the scale, a simple way to kind of see if it's water, obviously, is to just drink a lot of water one day. Just stay really well hydrated. You should have water with every meal. You should be sipping on it throughout the day. We all know we should be drinking, I think it's half of your body weight in ounces. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a lot of water. You should be drinking it all the time, staying really well hydrated. It helps with hunger cravings. It helps with sweet cravings. It just keeps you fuller longer, and probably at least half the time you're really just thirsty and not hungry. So not drinking enough water can definitely make you eat more, crave more, but it can also keep you retaining water because you're not putting water in your body, and so now your body's like, I have to hang on to this water because I'm not getting any more water. So you're just going to kind of bloat, hold on to that water. The scale is going to stay exactly where it has been because of all this water. As soon as you give your body what it needs and enough of it, it will release the water it's been holding on to, and then the scale will drop. So that is it for the 5 reasons you may not be losing weight. If you have any other reasons that can come to mind, put them in the comments below. I'd be really interested in seeing what everyone else has experienced. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.